Hello children, welcome back to your chemistry online classes after summer holidays. Children, I hope you all are fit and fine and enjoyed your summer holidays as well as revised your given assignments. Students, don't waste your time as your first terminal examinations are commencing just after 10th assignment. Means after 20th July your first terminal examination will start. So start mugging up your all the assignments, right? One more information which I want to share with you that your each assignment carry 2 marks. Means you have 20 marks for your 10 assignments. So if any assignment is incomplete, then you complete your assignment and send it as soon as possible. Okay, so let's start your chapter in chemistry. Class 10, today we will start a new chapter. That is your chapter number 7A, hydrogen chloride gas. Right?
Hydrogen chloride is one of the most important chapter in chemistry, children. And when hydrogen chloride is found in gaseous state, but when it dissolves in water, it forms what? Hydrochloric acid. But today in this video, we will just learn or discuss about only hydrogen chloride gas. So what is the formula of hydrogen chloride? It is molecular formula of hydrogen chloride is HCl, and molecular mass is what? 36.5, because hydrogen atomic mass is 1 and chlorine atomic mass is 35.5. So what is the molecular mass of hydrogen chloride? It is 36.5. Now next is your bond. Now which bond is there in the molecule of hydrogen chloride? That is your what? Covalent bond. Why? Because hydrogen chloride is formed by hydrogen and chlorine, and both are what? Non-matters. So when two non-matters they combine together, they always share the electrons, and when sharing takes place, then there is always covalent bond is formed. And how this covalent bond is formed in hydrogen chloride? As you know that hydrogen has 1 electron in the outermost shell and chlorine has 7 valency electron. So what they will do, they share 1 pair of electrons, right, and form single covalent bond. But you know that hydrogen chloride is a polar covalent compound. Why? Because chlorine is more electronegative element than the hydrogen. So what it will do, it will attract the electrons towards itself, and so it will get slightly negative charge, and hydrogen get slightly positive charge. That is why it is formed what? Polar covalent compound, right? Now next is your occurrence of hydrogen chloride gas in nature. Actually hydrogen chloride gas occurs in the free state in nature. It is occurs in volcanic emission, right, and it is also present in the gastric juices of mammals, and it help in digestion of the food. So which acid is present in our stomach? That is your what? Hydrochloric acid, and it help in digestion of food, right? Now next is your preparation, how you can prepare hydrogen chloride gas. Now just we are talking about hydrogen chloride gas, right? Now first method is your direct combination method, or it is also called synthesis method. Now in synthesis method we will start synthesis means direct combination. Hydrogen directly when combined with chlorine, it gives you 2HCl, means hydrogen chloride gas. But there are some conditions which is required for the synthesis method of hydrogen, direct combination of hydrogen and chlorine. And what are the conditions? The conditions are your first is your reactant must be moist, means moisture is required, because moisture act as a catalyst, right? Now second condition is your diffuse sunlight. Diffuse sunlight is required for this synthesis method. Why? Because direct sunlight may be explosive. If we are using direct sunlight, then reaction may be explosive, right? Now second method is your laboratory method. For laboratory method, we required sodium chloride and concentrated sulfuric acid. Now this apparatus which is used in the laboratory, right? What you will take in laboratory preparation, you required Bunsen burner. This is your Bunsen burner. Tripod stand. This is your tripod stand. This is wire gauze, right? And this is what round bottom flask, thistle funnel, delivery tube, round. This is what you will say? It is conical flask. Then it is a delivery tube and it is connected to gas jar. Now in round bottom flask you will take sodium chloride. Then through thistle funnel you pour what? Concentrated sulfuric acid, right? And then the reaction takes place. Now the reaction mixture is initially heated very slowly to control the evolution of hydrogen chloride gas, and the lower end of the thistle funnel should dip below the acid in the flask. Otherwise what's happened? The HCl gas which is obtained will escape out through this thistle funnel, right? Then the gas is evolved. This gas is collected. First it is passed through a conical flask which contained concentrated sulfuric acid, which act as a drying agent. And what it will do? It will absorb all the moisture which is present in the gas. And then this gas is collected in a gas jar. Now you can see it is this gas jar is kept straight. It means that it is collected by which method? Upward displacement of air. By which method the gas is collected? Upward displacement of air, right? And now then after collecting now what is the reaction of the this laboratory preparation? NaCl plus concentrated sulfuric acid and temperature below 200 degrees Celsius. Now product are your sodium hydrogen sulfate or sodium bisulfate and hydrogen chloride gas. Now next is your what are the reason why you will take sodium chloride, right? Now first of all, sodium chloride is cheap and easily available. Why you will take sodium chloride? Because it is cheap and easily available. Second is your which acid you are using? Concentrated sulfuric acid. Why you will take concentrated sulfuric acid? Because it is non-volatile and has high boiling point. Now we have another acid is also there, concentrated nitric acid, but we will not use concentrated nitric acid. Why we should not use this concentrated nitric acid? Because it is a volatile and may volatilize out along with the HCl gas. I think all of you know the meaning of volatile. Volatile means vaporize, right? Now next is your temperature. The temperature should be always below 200 degrees Celsius, right? If the temperature is above 200 degrees Celsius, then what's happened? The salt which is formed, sodium sulfate in place of sodium bisulfate, and then fuel is wasted. The glass apparatus may tend to crack, and the sodium sulfate which is formed which stick to the glass and is difficult to remove. So that's why we will not use for temperature above 200 degrees Celsius. Now next is your drying agent use. Drying agent, which drying agent we are using? We use concentrated sulfuric acid. Why we use concentrated sulfuric acid? Because it is only remove the moisture from the gas but not react with the hydrogen chloride gas. Why it will not react with hydrogen chloride gas? Because both are acidic, right? Now the drying agent which are not used. Which drying agents are not used? That is your quicklime and phosphorus pentaoxide. Which drying agents are not used? Quicklime and phosphorus pentaoxide, since they react with hydrogen chloride gas, right? Now next is your how you will collect the gas, right? Now just look at this diagram. You are collecting the gas by which method? Upward displacement of air. Which method you are using? Upward displacement of air. Why you are using upward displacement of air? Because it is 1.28 times heavier than air and highly soluble in water. That's why you are using which method? Upward displacement of air. Now, just you should know that gases which are lighter than air are NS, ammonia and hydrogen gas. Gases heavier than air are HCl, sulfur dioxide, hydrogen sulfide, oxygen and carbon dioxide. Gases which are highly soluble in water, these are hydrogen chloride, ammonia and sulfur dioxide. Now question may ask, name two gases which are highly soluble in water. These are which one? Hydrogen chloride gas and ammonia gas. One more is there, sulfur dioxide. Right? Now next is your physical properties of HCl gas. Physical properties में hydrogen chloride gas is colorless,
pungent odor and slight sour in taste.
Next is your, it is non-poisonous, but if it is inhaled, it causes burning sensation. So don't inhale, right? So one more thing, it is slightly sour in taste, right? But never try to taste it because it is pungent in odor and it is choking. Now next is your density wise. Density, hydrogen chloride gas is 1.28 times heavier than air. Next is your hydrogen chloride gas is highly soluble in water, and due to its high solubility, HCl gas fumes in moist air and forms a mist of droplets of HCl gas. Now question may ask, why hydrogen chloride gas when comes in contact with air, why it forms a mist of droplets? Because it is highly soluble in water. Right? Now next is your next experiment number 1 is here. How you will show that HCl gas is heavier than air. For that we will do an experiment, and just what you will do, you take
an empty gas jar in which is placed a burning candle and a dry gas jar which is filled with a dry HCl gas.
Now pour the HCl gas in a jar with the burning candle, right? Now the candle gets extinguished. Why? Because HCl gas being heavier, what's happened? It occupies the lower portion of the jar and forces the air out. And what's happened? When there is no air, so what's happened? The candle will puts off or extinguish, and it shows that HCl gas is heavier than air. Fountain experiment. We take a round bottom flask, right? And it is dry, right? Second, you will take a dry HCl gas. Inside this round bottom flask, what you will take? Dry HCl gas. Then this flask has a rubber stopper which has 2 holes. One for this dropper which contain water, and second for this jet tube. And second for this jet tube. Now jet tube is connected to the beaker which contain blue litmus solution. Now for the experiment, what you will do, you just squeeze the dropper. When you squeeze the dropper, what's happened? It contains what? Water, and this water comes in the flask, and what's happened? As soon as the water comes in the flask, the HCl gas which is highly soluble in water, it dissolves in water, and just because of that, what's happened? Vacuum created. The partial vacuum is created, and just when partial vacuum is created, the outside the pressure is more, so this blue litmus solution rises up, right? And what's happened? It comes out in the form of red fountain. Why it will come out in the form of red fountain? because hydrogen chloride gas is acidic in nature and it turn blue litmus to red. That's why you will get a red fountain. Right? Understood? Now next is your chemical properties of HCl gases. Now HCl gas, chemical properties of HCl gases. HCl is non-combustible. What is the meaning of non-combustible? Which doesn't burn. And non-supporter of combustion. Non-supporter of combustion meaning? Which doesn't support burning. Which doesn't support burning. Now next is your HCl gas turn blue moist litmus to red. Next is this is a test for acidic test for HCl gas. Second, HCl gas turn methyl orange to pink. And third is your colorless phenolphthalein solution remain colorless in presence of HCl gas. Now next is your thermal dissociation. Hydrogen chloride gas on heating above 500 degree Celsius, it dissociate into hydrogen and chlorine gas. Right? Now what's happened? This HCl dissociate into hydrogen gas and chlorine gas when it is heated up to 500 degree Celsius. Now next is your reactions with ammonia. Ammonia when react with hydrogen chloride gas, it forms a solid ammonium chloride. It is a test for hydrogen chloride gas also. You take a rod dipped in ammonium hydroxide and bring it near the cylinder which contain HCl gas. Now what you will get? You get a dense white fumes which consist of solid particles of ammonium chloride in air. And that's why the sometime question may ask, name two gases when they react, they give a product which is solid. So which two gases? Ammonia gas and hydrogen chloride gas. When they react, they give a solid ammonium chloride. And next is your reaction of hydrogen chloride gas with metals. Hydrogen chloride gas when react with metals, it reacts with some metals and form metallic chloride and hydrogen gas. Like for example, this zinc when react with hydrogen chloride gas, it gives zinc chloride and hydrogen gas. Iron when react with hydrogen chloride gas, it gives iron 2 chloride. Just remember, it will form iron 2 chloride, not iron 3 chloride. It gives iron 2 chloride and hydrogen gas. Okay, thank you children.